Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. Today is Friday, November 28th, 2025. And today we're going to make a pleated card, a pleated Christmas card. Before we do that, I'm going to show you some new product. So the new mini catalog should be on its way to you sometime mid-December. Okay, I can't open the catalog. I can show you the outside of the catalog. It's gorgeous, got tons of neat stuff inside. I wish I could open it and show you. But what I can show you is I did get some new product as a demonstrator. I can pre-order. And so today I received my box of goodies, and I'm not big on unboxings, right? Because it's like, here's, all my designer series paper. Here's all my gems. Here's all my stamp sets. Here's everything I ordered. Well, to me, it's overwhelming, and sometimes even overwhelming to me when I open the box and I think, I have a lot of product here to look at and play with. But I am going to show you one of my very favorite things from that mini catalog, and it's called Greenery Lane. So this stamp set and dies. Okay, so it is a bundle that you can purchase, and you will be able to purchase in January. And this is adorable, but what really makes it cute is wide washi tape. Yeah, we have more wide washi tape, and I'm in love with it. So let me just show you real quick. So yeah, it's gorgeous. So the interesting thing about this one is that instead of cutting a whole sheet, right, with one big die, you can be more selective, and you can use these dies to just cut out the pieces that you want, which I think is a pretty cool idea. So obviously, this one's a standalone die, but the rest of these coordinate, coordinate with the stamp set and also coordinate with that washi tape. So down the road, you'll be able to get this and we can play with it together. Love it. Okay, so today I'm going to be making a Christmas card, the pleated Christmas card with Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. This paper is from the mini catalog, the current mini catalog that you can order from today. And it is the 12 by 12 paper that is delightful. I love it. And I'm just going to show you quickly some of the cards I've made with it. Some of them you've seen, some of them you probably haven't seen because I've been making my own Christmas cards with it. So I'm just going to put the camera down. I'm just going to show you some cute cards, and then we're going to make that pleated Christmas card. Okay? All right. So let me put this down so you can see. Okay. So first of all, I think you've seen this card. This was one that I made with this cute little fun fold, right? So this is the designer series paper, and I just, there's dies, right, that cut this out. So I have this set cut out, and super simple. Now, one of my very favorite sentiment sets this year has been, what's it called? Hold on. Thought I had it here. Well, what did I do with it? Wishing You Joy. So this stamp set, the reason I love it so much is I obviously love these fonts. It says only three sentiments. Wishing you joy, sending you cheer, and may your Christmas be bright. But there's different fonts of each saying. And Noel. So you have a small one too. So there's 4. I haven't really used Noel much. I don't know why. But I really love like sending you cheer, wishing you joy. I just love this stamp set. So this is what I'm going to be using on the card today. And I used it on a lot of these cards. So this is another one. Okay. And this is a card that we made at my November Stamp Lovers class. Okay. So it opens this way. There's that sentiment. Okay. So Holly Jolly is from a different stamp set. So this piece is from a different stamp set, but that paper is just delightful. Okay, here's another one. This is a kind of a cute fun fold. And this I just stamped with these stamps rather than color it in. So there's stamps that color all these pieces in. I did it that way. So this is a really cute card. This is kind of an elegant card. And I embossed Merry Christmas. And I used the wreath embossing folder and obviously colored those in. And may your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness. Okay, I love this card. And this was actually one of my first cards I made with this designer series paper. It's just a gatefold, but I did use the embossing folder, and I wanted to use it so that I'd say 99% of the wreath showed. So this was my option to do that. And I just embossed Merry Christmas inside. Okay. And then I did mount this on, this is designer series paper, but this was before I actually got the stamp set. So I actually mounted that on white paper to make it a little thicker when I cut it out. So I think I fussy cut that because I don't think I had the bundle at that time. Okay. And this card we did on a video. And, you know, I did use some of the designer series paper for this, not a whole lot, but I did use some. Okay, and then this card, this was another card from my class, and I really like these sentiments. These are those greetings for you mix and match ephemera pack. Super easy, right? You just pick one, peel off the backing, and stick it on. So this was another card that we made at my Stamp Lovers class. This one is a fun fold. So I think you saw this one on a video. This is just a double Z fold. Okay, so super easy, but lovely. And then this one, I don't think you've seen this one. This one I made with the designer series paper, and I did, all of this was from the designer series paper, and my favorite sentiment, sending you cheer. So just to show you an assortment of cards that you can just make. And if you don't have the stamp set, believe me, or the dies, believe me, you can make adorable cards. If you like to fussy cut, you're going to be right, it's right up your alley because it's so stinking cute. And these are, a lot of these are different. So some of them have pink flowers. Some of them have all red. Some of them have blue flowers, which is, I think, very interesting. See, so pink, red, and blue. Sometimes they have the blue ribbon. So I just think this is an adorable designer series paper. It just stole my heart. And if you're interested in that, I can give you the number. Should have done that. I bought 2 packs of it because I love it so much. 165853. And it is in the mini catalog. I hope it's not sold out for the moment. If it is, it'll come back. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is use a piece of real red cardstock. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and I see these little, I hate those little things when the paper kind of, I don't know. So I'm going to fold that in half. So I scored it at 4 1/4. So that's going to be the inside of my card, or the base of my card. Then I have a piece of designer series paper. Now, this is going to be a little tricky because you're going to do 10 different score lines. Okay, so pick a designer series paper that you like, and the other side is not going to show. Just one side is going to show. So I really love this paper, and let me get these numbers. I need to hang on. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to score this. So the size of the designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 9. Okay, so 3 3/4 by 9. Okay, you may have to trim off a little bit at the end, but not much. There won't be a lot of waste. So you're going to score this 10 times. Yeah, I know, but it's going to be worth it. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so you know I don't do PDFs or, mail out tutorials. If you're watching this, you can pause it, you can rewind it, and stamp along with me. Okay, so your first score line, I'm going to put this over here so you can see me better. Okay, so your first score line is going to be 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so you just put this in here, and you're going to do 7/8 of an inch. Okay, so there's 3/4 and there's 7/8. All right, now with designer series paper, remember, you don't want to push too hard. You want to be a little gentle when you're with your scoring tool, because you can cut right through your designer series paper if you're not careful. So just give it a little pressure, all right? And then your second one is going to be at 1.5. So right here I'm doing this, 1.5. Okay, and then 2.25. And then 2.5. 3.25. 3.5. 4.25. 4.5. 5.25. And 5.5. Not that hard, really. Okay, do you want me to go over those again? Okay, so the first score line is 7/8 of an inch, 1.5, 2.25, 2.5, 3.25, 3.5, 4.25, 4.5, 5.25, and 5.5. Poof, that's it. Okay, now comes the fun part. We are going to actually pleat this designer series paper. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to fold. Okay, the first one you're going to fold up, the first score line. You're going to make a nice crisp fold. The next one you're going to fold down. Okay, then you're going to fold up. Use your bone folder to make these nice crisp folds. And then you're going to fold it down. Get find the score line. There we go. Wow. I don't know if did I score that heavy enough? I must have been really light with it. Oh, here it is. There we go. Okay. The next one is up. So when I said don't be too heavy-handed, well, do it enough to where you can actually fold it. Then the next one is down. So these are tiny, right? Because that was only 1/4 of an inch. All right. Then fold it up. The next one, up. So you're just going up and up, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. Then 1/4 of an inch is a small one. My score lines are weird. It doesn't have to be perfect. Luckily, it's still going to look great. Then score it up, then fold it up. And then the last one is fold it down. Now, there's other ways you can do this, but honestly, I think it's easiest if you just do it this way and score it. Okay, so you're going to end up with all these little pleats. Now, the next thing you want to do is, if you have some tear and tape, this is the best way to do it. You're going to take your tear and tape, and flip it over, and you're going to adhere your tear and tape to the back. And I'm going to put 2 of them down. Okay, so hold it flat. Put your tear and tape down, just like that. Catch all the pleats. And then do it on the upper part too. It's going to kind of curl, but that's okay. We're going to flatten it out in a second. See how it wants to curl? It's because of those pleats. Okay, now, because this is 3 3/4, to make a card that looks really good when it's matted, you need to make this 5 inches. So 3 3/4 by 5 will make the perfect card. So let's measure and see how much we need to cut off. There's not a lot of waste. So 5 inches, I'm putting this at 5. I'm just going to cut off that little piece. All right, so now it's 3 3/4 by 5. And you're not going to glue these down. You actually want them to stay pleated like that, but the back is holding them together. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to mat this on a piece of Secret C. So the color that's in here is Secret C. So we have Real Red, I think that's Balmy Blue or Pool Party, I'm not sure. And then white, obviously, and and then this dark blue is Secret C. Okay, so this piece is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, 4 by 5 1/4, and because we cut this 3 3/4 by 5, it's going to fit perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to peel these off because this is tearing tape. And then I'm just going to add some more adhesive. Just need a little more adhesive throughout. Okay, and then I'm going to add this very sticky piece to this piece of Secret C. Look at that. Isn't that so cute? All right, now I have a piece of Secret C ribbon. And this is lovely design. Oh, beautiful ribbon. It's in the annual catalog. Secret C, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's current because it's in the annual catalog. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to add this to my card, and I'm going to add it because everything's going this way. I am going to vertically, I'm going to add this vertically. I know my head told me to add it this way. My heart did, but my head told me not to. Okay, so I'm just going to add that to the back like that. All right, now I have my base, and I have real red, so it's going to lay nicely on here. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this to my card. And I'm going to see why we cut everything the way we did. Okay, so now you still have those beautiful pleats. You have some ribbon, and you have your card. Okay, now the designer series paper is, there's 2 sheets that's loaded with these. And they just make me smile. I love these, but it's kind of big, right? I think it's a little distracting for this card. I mean, I have all this beauty, and I'm going to cover it up. So I think I'm going to trim this down. I'm actually going to customize this. And the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to, because I cut this with the die, now I'm just going to go in and trim this down, trim some of this off. And no one will know that this piece we aren't going to use on this card. Okay? Still think it gets lost with all this designer series paper. So I did cut a white piece of cardstock. And I used the, which dies did I use? Hang on a second. I have so much out here. I've been making Christmas cards. How many Christmas cards do you have made? I think I have 48 made. Okay, nested essential dies. So I did cut this out of the nested essential dies. And I used the 3rd one. It's not the largest, but it's the 3rd from the smallest, or the 2nd from the largest. Okay, so I use that one. And I am going to put that down first, and you're going to see how this actually is a great base for this. So now this doesn't get lost, and you could do it either way. For some reason, I like it going this way. Okay, so I'm going to add this to my card. And even though I'm going to put a nice sentiment on the inside, I like a sentiment on the outside sometimes. And so I chose my favorite sentiment set that I just showed you. And I'm sending you cheer, and I'm going to stamp this in Secret C. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp this, and I just love, love, love this font so much. Sending you cheer. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And now I'm going to fussy cut this. I'm just going to cut around it like this. Tell me, somebody is mowing or something outside. It's raining, it's cold, but they are doing something. Maybe they're just blowing their leaves. Okay, now I'm going to add this to my card. Okay, I'm just going to add this right down here, like that. So can you see how beautiful that is? These pleats, that whole thing going on. Oh, I love it. Okay, so now I have the white piece for the inside because real red is not conducive to writing on or making it anything that you can really see what you're writing. So I am going to use my blending brush with my Secret C. And my blending brush is over here again. Obviously I was not stamping over here. I was stamping on the other side of my table. I'm just going to pick up a little of the Secret C, and I'm going off the paper, on the paper. So I just want a very soft edge, like that. Okay. And if you do it off the paper, on the paper, you won't get those blobs, right? So many people are, they're like, oh, I think I'll just go right to the paper, and then they get this. And then, you know, you can't ever change that once it's on the paper. So may your Christmas be bright. What I like about this is you can kind of do it a little bit cockeyed if you want. I kind of like it straight, but that's just me. Looks good both ways. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside of my card. To finish it off. Okay, there you go. Isn't that a cool card? Yes, there was a little scoring involved, but so simple, really. I think it's so simple if you just score it, and it gives it a little texture. I don't think it needs any gems. I think it's good the way it is. So hope you enjoyed the video today, and guess what? When I see you again, it will be December. Oh my gosh. So hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I know I did. And hopefully you have good health for the upcoming year too. So we will see you on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. My name is Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for watching. Bye.